Good morning, 3rd of January. How is your New Year's resolution going? Uh, unless you are focused, you will not get far. And they are right now focused into encourage me to open that door so that they can go upstairs and play with my daughter who is sleeping solidly. So these are cabbage and these are Brussels sprout, which nobody likes other than on Christmas days, and parsnips. So I'm going to cook it in goose fat, which is a very healthy kind of fat, and I'm going to add some spices to make it even nicer, as well as garlic paste. And I might throw in some leftover tandoori, which is homemade, masala oil, which is again ghee, which is another good cooking medium. Food waste prevention was and is still one of my motto last year and this year. And I also make some guilty pleasures at the same time, because it is much better to have your own made guilty pleasure rather than succumb to outside guilty pleasures, which are like this. And they are full with trans fats, which you don't need. Whereas this is coconut and jaggery, which is good. So if you want to have good health, and if you don't have any guardian, shh, I'm recording. You're going on YouTube, people will tell you I'm naughty. Let me cuddle him. So unless you know how to cook food, or you've got a guardian angel, like your mother, father, daughter, son, who is cooking food for you, you are in trouble, because food that is not made at home from scratch like this will never ever be able to match the quality of nutrition and the reduction in the harmful substance in the food. So think carefully. At least one meal a day you control, whether that's lunch, dinner, I don't care, but that has to be nutritious, at the same time tasty. You should be looking forward. And also I go by the weight of the food. The other thing is supplement, but that's another topic. Do we really need all these supplements? If I am to choose like top 3, or should I say top 4 supplements, what are the supplements I would choose? Okay, I'll give a clue. One will be vitamin D and vitamin K2 together, not in isolation, because if you take vitamin D in isolation, you will have coronary artery calcification. You can measure that with CT coronary calcium score. And we know that those who take warfarin, which blocks vitamin K, will have more coronary calcification compared to controls. And why is that? Because vitamin D, as it absorbs more vitamin D from the food and prevent excretion in the kidney, it doesn't have a choice. It will disseminate the the calcium to everywhere in the body, not just musculoskeletal system, including coronary arteries and other arteries, and will make the arteries stiff. One of the causes of enhanced atherosclerosis, as well as blood pressure. So taking vitamin K2 will activate a protein called GLA protein, and that will direct the calcium into the musculoskeletal system, bones, particularly the matrix of bone, rather than into coronary arteries. And I believe there was a study in 2000, I'm not sure, I think 18 or 19, that showed that postmenopausal women they will have a coronary artery score, calcium score, and then I think 3 years they will be on vitamin K2. Where is my K2 gone? Vitamin K2. I am more kind of a natural person. So if you want K2, heart cheese, and I believe natto, NATTO is a very high source of vitamin K2. MK7 version of vitamin K is the best bioavailability type, and it is also needed, the K1 fraction, for coagulation. So if somebody has got liver problem and lack vitamin K, it's a fat soluble vitamin, then they can have increased bleeding tendency. So think about it. So omega-3 is 1, vitamin K2 with vitamin D will be 1. I also take magnesium. That's another one that we lack almost as an epidemic. Rest are not that important unless you have got specific deficiency or your diet is not rich enough and you are forced to eat not so naturally cooked and preserved food. But that merits a complete separate talk. It is too brief and I won't do justice to it because other may argue with me about creatinine. Why don't you take creatinine? Because there is evidence that it not only improves your muscle recovery, it also improves the brain function. And some may say, okay, what about vitamin B6? Yeah, and what about psyllium husk? That also improves your microbiome on top of your vegetable, etc. So you have to think about the population in general and then look at the deficiency in the population and all the studies. So that's too much in depth, which I'm not ready at this stage. He's still waiting. She has given up.